Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the Mesillas Yesharim, and the Ramchal explains today how a person truly reaches levels of Kedusha. And hopefully it's a message we'll take with us into Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Vehine, says the Ramchal, behold, Masha Oizel HaSagas Hamida Azah is that which is going to help a person to truly attain this midah, this trait of Kedusha, of holiness. It's by doing something called hisbaidedus. A person takes solitude, and they're parish, they separate themselves from worldly affairs. That through the absence of all of these tirdos, these things that disturb a person, that bother a person, that weigh down on them, a person's nefesh, his soul is able to get stronger, and to cling to his creator. And therefore, there's something that the Ramchal introduces. He mentioned this in the beginning of his sefer. It's called hisbaidedus. Hisbaidedus is when a person is baided. Baided, we had in Eretz Yisrael during Corona, there's something called bidud. Bidud is the quarantine. When a person quarantines himself for the sake of ruchnius, of spirituality, there's a great benefit for the person. They begin to remove all of the shackles of the physical world, all the tirdos, all the things that are bothering them, all of the gashmi, all the physicality, the impurities and the like. It all dissipates and disappears. And then what ends up shining through? That's the nefesh, that's the soul of the person. The benefits of his baidedus can not be explained in words, says the Ramchal, because that, in fact, will be one of the main things that a person can do to attach themselves to the world of Kedusha. And I was thinking that perhaps this is the great opportunity that we have. Rosh Hashanah, 2 days, bulk of the day is spent Isik and Tefillah, completely immersed in prayer. There's no greater hisbaidedus than the tefillah that a person does. How long is the Shmoneh Esrei, the silent Shmoneh Esrei? How many words does a person have to say? How much time is there for a person to think and to dwell upon the midos of Hashem, the actions of Hashem, the ruts and the will of Hashem? So much time over Yom Tov for a person to do that. That's true hisbaidedus, which means we can emerge from Rosh Hashanah as kedoshim, as holy people. And the more that we are Kadosh, we connect ourselves with the Kedusha of our Kadosh Baruch Hu, and in that way we'll be Zeiche Im Yetz Hashem B'din. Says the Ramchal further over here, Mimafsidei Hamidahim, the factors that will detract from a person achieving Kedusha, Chesra na Yedios Hamitiyos. Number one is he doesn't have true knowledge, or he lacks the elements of true knowledge. And he's too much involved with other people and their whole life of materialism. Because the physicality of one person will find the physicality of another person, which means that if I hang out with other people, I'll certainly be drawn after the chamrios, the physical, material life of that person, and that will take away from my separation from the physical world of my Kedusha. V'neo mischazek, it'll awaken and strengthen the chamrios, the materialism that's inside of me. V'nishara nefesh, the chudabai, and then the nefesh, the soul, remains trapped by all the materialism, and it cannot escape the imprisonment that it has. Now, it should just be noted over here that if you're a holy person and you hang out with holy people who are all striving for the same things, so then their materialism is not going to affect you in a negative way. Adarab, on the other hand, you're all striving for Kedusha. But it means that when you hang out with people whose lives are not focused on Kedusha, whose lives are in this world, in this veld of Gashmi, of physicality and impurity and materialism and the like, so then that's going to have the negative effect on you. Only when you separate yourself from such people, and if you have to remain alone, you remain alone. And you continue to prepare yourself for the Shekhinah resting upon you. The way that a person wants to go, he'll be drawn in that path. Ube'eze Elokei asher yutan loy, and with HaKadosh Baruch Hu's divine assistance, Tizgam benafshe by his neshama is going to get stronger and stronger. Tenatzeich es hagufnios, and he's going to overcome and override his physicality. V'tidbak b'kedushasa yizbarach, and he'll cleave to the holiness of Hashem. V'sushlam boy, and he's going to attain shleimus, perfection in that area. And this, the Ramchal, he concludes the ideas of Kedusha. We'll see next week, Bez Hashem, after Rosh Hashanah. We'll see the two final stages, which are as lofty as can be in the Mesillas Yesharim. And then he's going to tie everything up together and show us how everything that he writes in this Sefer is more practical than you could possibly imagine. But let's keep in mind as we're going into Rosh Hashanah, and that is the more that we detach and we attach ourselves to the world of Kedusha, the greater we'll be attached to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the greater we're attached to Hashem. So then the greater is going to be the schus that we have for another year of life. Have a wonderful day.